it's not just CNN that's over. It is NPR and PBS and state media in general. And boy, oh, they hate this over at CNN. I mean, you'd think that CNN was PBS the way they're carrying on with their long faces. The guy who's their media reporter, oddly, he used to actually host a show, which shows you they have no idea how to pick anchors. This is Brian Steller, and here he is.
Not happening now.
No, this is the end of a publicly funded media era. This dates back to the days of black and white television. Back in the 60s, Congress saw a value for PBS and NPR, but no more. As a result of this rescission, radio and TV stations will have to lay off staffers and cut back on programming. Some smaller stations will suffer more than bigger stations, right? Popular shows like Daniel Tiger's.
Ooh, Daniel Tiger, we're going to miss him, right? Not. Anyway, look, it's done. Guys, it's done. You know what, you guys, the bias was too much and the pendulum swings. And the pendulum is swinging back to the center. And we're sick of all the woke bias and the nonsense. And it's coming to a head. Caroline Levitt pointing out, you know what, PBS and NPR, they're not doing anybody any good.
The CEO of NPR, she's claiming that the cuts to their network will, quote, be a real risk to public safety of the country. Congresswoman Murkowski has argued that public broadcasting stations save lives. Could you respond to these concerns?
The NPR CEO said cutting NPR will be a risk to public safety. I am not sure how NPR helps the public safety of our country, but I do know that NPR, unfortunately, has become really just a propaganda voice for the left. Just a few examples for you. In 2020, NPR refused to cover the Hunter Biden laptop scandal in the run-up to the election. They said their assertions don't amount to much, writing they did not want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions. That does not sound like an unbiased opinion. That sounds like a partisan opinion to me. And this is a taxpayer-funded organization. In 2018, that same CEO that you're talking about called the president in the Oval Office, who nearly 80 million Americans elected, she called him racist, shared a photo of herself wearing a Biden for President campaign hat, serves on the board of a Soros-funded activist group. In 2020, PBS's White House correspondent at the time characterized President Trump's speech then at Mount Rushmore as a love letter to white resentment, promoting the myth of America. In 2017, PBS devoted an entire panel talking about what it means to be woke and white privilege. In 2023, PBS's Washington Week roundtable covered up Joe Biden's clear mental divide. That's actually quite the clip. I would encourage all of you to look at it. These are not honest news organizations. These are partisan, left-wing outlets that are funded by the taxpayers. And this administration does not believe it's a good use of the taxpayers' time and money.
Thank you very much. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely, positively. You know what? They've run their course. So they're done. They're over. And TDS killed them, but wokeism killed them. And you know what? There's plenty of other ways. Where would you get an emergency alert? You get it on your cell phone. You wouldn't get it from NPR. Come on. We don't need them anymore. Not with all the wokeism that they pushed nonstop. It was really gross. I mean, this woman, I loved this testimony. I showed some of you guys this yesterday. I just want to show you a quick clip, because the woman who ran NPR, Catherine Moore, I mean, she was just totally raked over the coals by Brandon Gill, junior congressman out of Texas, because he came with receipts, and she is so woke. I don't know how you get more woke than this woman. And that's the woman that's running the entire network. A woman who, by the way, did a TED Talk on how there's no such thing as truth. Really? I think there's no such thing as truth. Okay, lady. And then there's this.
Would you say you generally agree or disagree with the following statement? The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles?
I would not say I agree with that, sir.
That's good to hear. It's interesting because a lot of your thinking, as expressed by your public statements, is deeply infused with economic and cultural Marxism. Do you believe that America is addicted to white supremacy?
I believe that I tweeted that, and as I've said earlier, I believe much of my thinking has evolved over the last half decade.
It has evolved. Why did you tweet that?
I don't recall the exact context, sir, so I wouldn't be able to say.
Okay. Do you believe that America believes in black plunder and white democracy?
I don't believe that, sir.
You
Don't know where
tweeted
statement
that in
comes from.
reference to a book you were reading at the time, apparently, The Case for Reparations.
I don't think I've ever read that book, sir.
You tweeted about it. You said you took a day off to fully read The Case for Reparations. You put that on Twitter in January of 2020.
God, that's good. Okay, sorry. I'm probably blowing out my audio right now. I'm getting so excited, but that was priceless. Okay, so that is the woman who was in charge of NPR, where she just lost $1.1 billion because the House is going to approve this one too. So it's game over. State media has come to an end. CNN is coming to its end. Colbert has come to its end. CBS, as you know it. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I don't even know if 60 Minutes really is going to exist anymore, certainly not in its current form. And you know what? That's for the better. Because we're sick of this, okay? We're sick of this.